Hello there, I hope you guys are doing well. It's been a long break since I posted my last video, which was on painting a robin bird, I guess. Actually, I was busy with my coursework, project, etc. as it was the final year of my degree, so it is obvious that I had to invest a lot of time there. But now as my exam is over, I will try to post at least one video a week. Anyways, in this video, I am going to paint a white flower under sunlight. The reason for painting this particular flower is the playful effect of light and shadows on petals of the flower, which was really exciting for me, and I just thought it will be so fun painting this flower in watercolor, maintaining the transparency of the colors. I hope this video will be beneficial for you in the learning curve of your watercolor painting. So watch the full video to understand the different aspects that I will share with you to paint this particular effect of light on a white flower by maintaining the transparency of the colors. Now you can see that how I am just using a very thin wash of gamboge yellow mixed with a bit of yellow ochre to paint the darker areas of the interior petals. This yellow tint is reflected from the center part of the flower on the petals. Now you can also see that how I am just making the best use of water in this case, as I am using less pigment and more color, because in watercolor it is always best to work in multiple thin layers, especially in subjects like this where the colors are very mild and intimidating, because the flowers are very soft and subtle in nature, so you don't want harsh patchy colors spread all over the place. You want a very smooth transition of colors that will establish characteristic of your subject. Now I am showing you in real time how I have painted the darker shadows in the individual petals of this flower. Starting from here, you can see that I am using a very thin and consistent wash of color, which is a cool shadow color prepared by mixing Prussian blue, a bit of sap green and yellow ochre. If you notice that I am not using a single color for the shadow area, as it is never monotonous. Rather, it's a combination of different reflected colors in the crisis of light in that particular area. Now this point is very important. I have always felt that you can never generalize the shadows casted on an object, because the darkness of the shadow is directly proportional to the amount of obstacle light. So understanding this particular aspect is very important in painting shadows, as it will help you to judge the darkness in the values of that particular area. Another thing to notice here is that you can see how I am trying to build the shadows layer by layer. I mean, I am not trying to make it desirably dark enough in one single layer. There is another benefit of working in this process as well, because it helps you to understand the overall values of the subject and you don't keep yourself confined to a particular value while painting. Now I'm just working in the similar fashion to establish some more darker areas on the flower, which contains some cool and warm shadows. As we move along the outer part of the flower, the petals are seem to be casted cool shadows under the influence of direct sunlight, which is mostly a mixture of cobalt blue mixed with sap green and yellow ochre. Again, when we move towards the inner part of the flower, we can see the influence of yellow tint into the shadows, which is a mixture of yellow ochre and a bit of burnt sienna mixed with a light wash of cobalt blue. The cool shadow color that I am using for the cast shadow in the outer petals is a mixture of cobalt blue mixed with a bit of yellow ochre and crimson lake. Like I said earlier, I am just trying to keep the washes very light and fresh at this stage, because I want to maintain the transparency of the colors. Now I'm just working in the similar fashion to establish a mid and darker value on the petals while leaving the pepper white in certain areas very carefully to establish the highlights. And at this stage itself, you can see that the flower has started to take its shape, because it's all about maintaining the right value and contrast in your painting, which I'm trying to do right now. Now I'm just painting the background of the flower very carefully, as it will push the flower forward and will create a sense of even more contrast. The colors I have used for the background is a dark mixture of sap green mixed with Prussian blue and yellow ochre. In this case I have used more pigment and less water to make the values dark enough. But I tried to maintain the consistency and the transparency of the colors, which is very important in watercolors. Now you can see me working in real time on the upper right petal of the flower, which contains a darker shadow casted due to the faults and curves on the petal. Now the color I am using here is again a mixture of Prussian blue mixed with cobalt blue tinted with a light wash of crimson lake. In this case as well I am going to use a light wash of color to establish that shadow while leaving some lighter areas to create the formation of streamy lines, which is the characteristic feature of the texture on the petals, as texture becomes one of the most important elements in depicting the realness of the subject, so keeping an eye into that while painting any subject is very important. The center of the flower, which contains the seed, is painted using mostly yellow ochre and a tinted wash of burnt sienna mixed with a little crimson red and orange to establish the cast shadows in that area. I am again working on the same petal that I worked earlier to add another light wash of color to enhance the contrast between the dark and the light values of the petal. Along with that, I'll also add a few more streamy lines falling down the petal to establish the texture of the petal even more prominently, which I think is very important from the overall perspective of painting this flower. Now I'm just adding a few more layers of paint on certain petals to enhance the contrast between the light and the dark values. I have used orange mixed with a bit of burnt sienna and chrome yellow to paint the darker areas surrounding the center of the flower, which contains seed, and a darker value of crimson lake mixed with Prussian blue and yellow ochre is used to push the lighter values forward to create a visual sense of three-dimensionality. Now at this stage the painting is almost done and I am just putting some more brushwork here and there to pull the painting together, which I do almost with all of my paintings at the end. I hope this video was helpful for you in one way or the other and you was able to learn something out of it. If you did so, then please show me your support by sharing your experience in the comment section below, and also don't forget to like and share this video with your friends and anyone else who is interested in art. Thanks a lot for your time guys. See you all in my next video. Till then, take care and happy painting. Hey guys, thanks a lot for watching. If you want to support my work, then please do like, comment and share my works, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, which is very important so that you get notified as soon as I post a new video.